Hello everyone and welcome to my home and away news. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. 7 Little Johnstons fans slam Amber and Trent for annoying Quirk. When it comes to 7 Little Johnstons, pair Amber Johnston and Trent Johnston, viewers have more than a few reasons to be annoyed with them. However, some fans recently drew attention to one particularly annoying quirk. So what is it, and what did viewers have to say? 7 Little Johnstons fans have plenty of reasons to be annoyed with Amber Johnston. It's absolutely no secret that Amber Johnston is the most disliked 7 Little Johnstons cast member of the entire TLC family. The way Amber inserts herself into every situation and tries to control it is something that has always annoyed fans, and something that has annoyed them for years. What makes it worse is the fact that Amber still displays controlling behavior when her kids are already all adults. While it's one thing to be strict and implement a strict upbringing, many 7 Little Johnstons fans think that Amber takes things too far. While Trent is not as bad, he often follows Amber's lead. So the result is still essentially the same. Bryce Bolden also gets similar treatment from Liz Johnston. 7 Little Johnstons fans have long called Liz Johnston Amber Jr., and viewers are seeing why when it comes to how Liz handles motherhood. She often bosses Bryce around like he is hired help, and this is something that many viewers have called her out for. Unfortunately for Bryce, he is under a microscope, not just from Liz, but also from Amber. So it's a double whammy that most watchers agree he does not deserve. TLC fans slam Amber and Trent for annoying Quirk. As 7 Little Johnstons fans have seen with season 15 of the show, there is a much bigger focus on Leighton Bolden as the entire family adjusts to having their new family member around. However, fans recently called out Amber and Trent for calling themselves Lolly and Papa, the names they use for Grandma and Grandpa. Are you annoyed with Amber and Trent's names for themselves? Let us know in the comments. After more than a dozen seasons of following the lives of the 7 Little Johnstons clan, fans have grown deeply familiar with the family's quirks, routines, and dynamics. But recently, viewers have been taking to social media in droves to air their grievances about one particular trait that Amber and Trent Johnston keep putting on display, and it's driving fans up the wall. What's the quirk in question? The couple's overbearing, know-it-all parenting style, and fans say it's long since crossed the line from concerned to downright controlling and condescending. The Johnston method: tough love or too much. Amber and Trent have long prided themselves on being hands-on, structured parents. With 5 children, Jonah, Anna, Elizabeth, Aka Liz, Alex, and Emma, it's understandable they've had to run a tight ship at times. But fans argue that their constant hovering and frequent lectures are starting to feel less like parenting and more like micromanaging adults who are simply trying to grow up and find independence. It's like they never stop talking, one Reddit user wrote. Everything has to be a teachable moment. Everything is a sit-down discussion or a lecture. It's exhausting just to watch. Can't imagine living it. Others chimed in to agree, pointing out how Amber in particular seems to insert herself into situations that should be private or personal, especially when it comes to her adult children's relationships. Relationship meddling reaches a boiling point. One of the biggest fan frustrations revolves around how Amber and Trent treat their children's significant others. When Jonah moved in with his girlfriend Ashley, Amber and Trent had no shortage of opinions, many of which were shared, unsolicited, on national TV. Rather than simply offering support or asking how they could help, Amber in particular seemed to interrogate the young couple, questioning their long-term compatibility, financial decisions, and even their communication style. Fans were quick to slam the couple online. Amber always acts like she knows best, another viewer posted on X, formerly Twitter. But what she's really doing is undermining her kids' confidence and making them second-guess everything. It's hard to watch. Meanwhile, Trent hasn't exactly escaped criticism either. Viewers pointed out how he tends to back up Amber in most situations, often playing the bad cop in the conversation, nodding along with her critiques or chiming in with passive-aggressive comments. Amber talks a lot, but Trent throws those little sarcastic jabs that make everything worse, one fan said. It's like a tag team of still treated like teens. The most recent episodes featuring Liz's pregnancy announcement have only intensified the backlash. Though Liz is a grown woman, living independently, and in a committed relationship, Amber and Trent's response to the baby news was less joyful and more interrogative. Rather than offering congratulations right away, the Johnstons' first response was to ask if she had thought things through, if Bryce was ready, and how they planned to manage things financially. Fans found their reaction cold and judgmental. Yes, it's a big deal, but Amber and Trent immediately made it about what they thought, not about supporting their daughter, a frustrated fan wrote on Facebook. It was all you need to, and you should have, and not enough, we're here for you. Some fans even compared the behavior to emotional manipulation, accusing the couple of trying to guilt their children into decisions that align with their own worldview. Social media backlash explodes. Fan forums and comment sections have been flooded with criticism. From TikTok edits mocking the constant family talks to YouTube recaps, dubbing Amber and Trent TV's most exhausting parents, the feedback is clear. Audiences are growing weary. I used to think Amber was just trying to help, but now it feels like she needs to control every aspect of her kids' lives, one longtime viewer wrote. Even the way they do laundry or decorate their apartments isn't safe from comment. Some former fans have even threatened to stop watching the show entirely, saying the tone has shifted too far into a repetitive loop of parental lectures and stifled independence. Are they just trying to help? Of course, not everyone is ready to cancel the Johnstons just yet. A smaller group of defenders has argued that Amber and Trent come from a place of love, that they sacrificed a lot to raise 5 children with dwarfism in a world not built for them, and that their protective instincts are simply stronger because of it. Amber and Trent do love their kids. They've raised them to be independent and strong. One fan posted, "Maybe they just don't know how to take a step back now that the kids are actually grown." Still, even those who sympathize with the parents agree that it's time for a shift in tone. At some point, one viewer said, "You've got to let go. If you did your job right, they'll fly." Amber and Trent speak out, sort of. The couple hasn't directly addressed the backlash yet, but Amber has posted several cryptic messages on Instagram stories about raising adults, not children, and the importance of being involved, even when it's not easy. Fans quickly took these as thinly veiled responses to the criticism, interpreting them as a sign that Amber, at least, is aware of the public frustration, but isn't about to change her style anytime soon. Whether this attitude will further alienate viewers or eventually spark deeper conversations between parents and kids on screen remains to be seen. Is a turning point coming? Some fans are hoping for a fresh season that shows more growth and less micromanaging. A season where the Johnston parents truly start to hand over the reins. There's still time for them to become the supportive, wise parents the kids need in adulthood, one fan wrote. But they have to stop trying to be the main characters all the time. For now, though, the spotlight remains on this one persistent quirk, the one that's driving a wedge not just between Amber and Trent and their kids, but potentially between the show and its most loyal fans. If the Johnstons don't start easing off the gas, fans warn they might just push their viewership into permanent, We're done territory.